Hi there, Mouseketeers. Princess Minnie or Kate here. If you're a returning friend, welcome back. Hey! And if you're a new friend, then welcome. And I hope you've hit that subscribe button so that you get alerted to all the awesome Disney content that's coming your way. Okay guys, so I was tagged a very long time ago to do this pin tag that was supposed to be celebrating, like, you know, the start of 2019. Well, we've been living in 2019 for quite a while now, and I have to say it's been treating me pretty well. So I really still wanted to do this pin tag even though I know it's March. And this is 19 pins for 2019 pin tag. 19 for 2019 is the official title of it. And I'm really excited that I got to pull a whole bunch of pins together, and I do have them all on this board. I'll flash it at you real fast. Ready? Did you see it? Which one was your favorite? Which one did you like the best? Are we pin twins on anything? No, I'm just kidding. I am of course gonna show you at the end all of these. But I want to count them up really quickly because you're supposed to have 19 pins, you know, total, but let me see. I have 22 pins to show you because I kind of changed the rules a little bit to fit myself a little bit better, and I don't think that the original creators, Nina and Alicia, are going to mind that at all because they're such sweethearts. Speaking of the original creators, I was tagged by one of the original creators, Nina, over at Wrestling with Disney. She has awesome Disney content. You should definitely go check her out. I will put her tag in the description box below. And the other creator is Alicia, or Cinder Alley Loves Disney. I can put hers as well. And if you like Cinderella pins like I do, you'll really want to check hers out because I remember that her tag had quite a few Cinderella pins in it. I then also was tagged later on, because it took me a while to do this tag, by Vicky over at Vixen Lost in Disney. So you guessed it, I will put her tag as well. My friend Robin over at the channel, Oh Hello Robin, and I also collabed to do our own 2019 pin tag, and that was so fun. And so I will also put our tags down below. So if you would just like to watch this and then 5 other pin tags, you got quite a fun night ahead of you, I have to say. Okay. So, I am going to go through all of these categories, but there are 19 categories, so I am going to be checking my phone to make sure that I'm on track. And it's cool. It's a cool pin tag if you haven't seen it. It really kind of starts at the beginning of the year, so it's kind of in the past for me, and goes all the way to December to get you thinking about the whole pin year, or the whole year in pins. So, the very first category says Happy New Year. Share a pin with a year on it, and so that's pretty vague. I did, so you really could share anything, but I did want to share one that I got for 2019. So this absolutely beautiful pin is a limited edition of 1,200, and it was only available on the Shop Disney website for a short amount of time. And one of the reasons I wanted to show you is it's awesome, but the other reason I wanted to show you this pin in particular, because I do actually collect dated pins, so I had a bunch I could show you, was that I was alerted to the very existence of this pin by Nina over at Wrestling and Disney. She put on, I want to say her Insta story maybe, that this was available, and I didn't even know at the time that it was jumbo, but it wasn't expensive at all, and it's so pretty, isn't it? Oh my god, the shininess is totally going to kill me. Somebody get a giant crab out here to sing me a song. Bonus points if you got that. But I love the colors. I'm a big silver and gold fan. And I love seeing Minnie and Mickey's outfits in gold as well. I really like it. They should do it more. So the next 2 questions in the pin tag, actually, you didn't have to show a pin for it, but one of the reasons I have more pins than was required by the tag is because I decided to put a pin along with the story. So number 2 says, how long have you been pin collecting? I have officially been like a pin collector, like let's put that in caps and like exclamation points at the end, and spending my hard-earned money on some pins for about a year. It's actually my 1-year YouTube anniversary next month, and I'll talk about that more probably around the beginning of April, but the end of April is my 1-year YouTube anniversary. And so I started collecting pins right before I started my channel, so that way I could have a lot to show you guys. But what I wanted to show you was one of the first pins I ever bought at Disney, because I liked Disney pins a lot from when I first saw them. I went to my first Disney park, Walt Disney World, in 2010, and I automatically knew that one of the pin collections I would collect, and I figured at that time I would be like, oh, every time I go to Disney I'll get like 3 or 4 open edition pins. I didn't even know the concept of open edition at the time, but now I do. So I'm putting that back in my 2010 memory bank. But I'll just get a couple each trip, right? Like, oh my god. But I love the idea of characters being at the Disney parks. So that's like in my heart, my #1 collection. And this pin I got from one of my very first trips. It says, oh my god, I want to say that says 2000 and, I mean 8 would make sense, I guess, unless it was open edition for a long time. But it also kind of looks like a 5. So I don't, oh wait, no, it's bigger too. 2008. Okay, so I guess this was in the park for about 2 years by the time I got to it. So it is Yoda, and he is looking at the height requirement for a ride, and it says, judge me by my size, do you? And he has his Mickey bar over here, and he also splurged to get the personalization on his Mickey hat. And it looks like for this ancient Jedi, this ride might be a little too dangerous for him at his height. Okay, so this next question also didn't require a pin, but I have one to show you. And it says, briefly, I'll try, share how you got started and what you like about pin collecting. So I started because I don't even know. It's like a long rabbit hole kind of story. Like one thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And it all started by watching Disney hauls. I didn't have a Disney World trip on the horizon, and I kind of just saw on YouTube, I think I was just maybe looking up Disney. I think I was just looking up Disney, like in general, and I saw somebody posted a haul, and I was like, somebody's just sharing like what they bought on a Disney trip and people want to watch this? Oh my god, like let me tell you, now I've watched like everybody's hauls. Like I did not know that was like a huge YouTube like subculture of just hauls, and then even getting deeper into Disney hauls. Like what? It's so crazy, but I love it, and obviously so many people love it. And then from there on, I probably saw like maybe somebody got a box of pins or something in theirs, and that kind of led me down the rabbit hole of looking at Disney pin videos. And of course I saw all the biggies at the time, like Disney Kitty and others who were opening Disney mystery pins, and I was like, this is so much fun. And I was just like watching them every chance I could get, and backlogging, like watching, like binging on people's backlog of videos. And I just kind of looked at it and thought like, I want to be a part of this. Like I want to do this. This is so much fun. And I love being a collector. I've always been a collector, just different things at different parts of my life, but I like the idea of like picking and choosing the things of a major collection that you want to get. Like Funkos, I'm not collecting every Funko in the world, but right now I'm like really obsessed with the idea of getting like some Harry Potter Funkos. And I like the idea that there's this whole world of Harry Potter Funkos, and I can just pick and choose the couple that I want. I don't have to get them all, but I can have my own personal touch collection. And I don't know, I just like that. Plus I really like this whole YouTube community and the people I've been able to meet through this process. And it's almost made Disney feel more special to me. Actually, when I go to Disney, I feel like more of a part of it. I don't know if I'm expressing that correctly, but the pin I wanted to show you was from the first mystery bag I ever opened, and I want to say this was in 2016. John and I were waiting for a flight, and we were at the Swan Hotel, and I just was like, well, we have nothing else to do. I'm going to go shopping in the Swan Hotel, and I saw the mystery bags. This is from the couple mystery bag, and I thought, who would pay this much for pins? Apparently me. And so, but I also was like, well, if I buy 2 bags, then I might get doubles, and what am I going to do with the extra ones, right? Why would I buy more than 1 bag? So I bought 1 bag. How times have changed. And so this was one of the pins I got from that bag that really didn't start me pin collecting, but in the back of my mind I always thought, I'd like to do a little bit more of this. So I wanted to share with you guys one of those very first pins I ever opened from a mystery bag, and it's Mickey and Minnie, and I just think this pin is darling. I think it was a perfect one for like a non-collector to get too, because everybody knows Mickey and Minnie. Whether they're your favorites or not, they're park icons. So I thought this was a pretty lucky one to get at the time, and I still love it, 3 years later. Okay, question number 4 says, share your newest pin. And this is a little bit subjective, right? Like, does it mean the pin I most recently acquired? Does it mean the pin that is actually, like, was released most recently by Disney? I chose to pick it as the pin I most recently acquired, especially purchased. And so you may have seen videos recently where maybe I got a pin through other means, but when I put this board together, this was the pin I most recently had gotten. From my friend Karen over at Karen's USA Adventures. She had let me purchase at a ridiculously cheap price some of these Beauty and the Beast name tag pins. And the last one I opened in the video where I showed these was Beast. So here he is. I'm only a few pins away from completing this set, which would be super cool. And I said in that video that I didn't know what this thing was, and I kind of reached out to you guys for help, and a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people said, I think this is something he wears like on his necktie. And I was like, oh my god, you're absolutely right. So this is completely a part of Beast's outfit, and that's another reason I wanted to show this pin in particular. Thank you so much out there, everyone who reached out and helped me figure out what that little icon was. And I guess I could have just also checked the Beast that sits right behind me, because I have my Beast plush and he has that little thing right on his tie. Did not even check my resources. Okay, number 5 is a pretty cool one. I had fun looking through my pin collection for this one. It was what your pin was with the most Disney characters on it. So let me count this up real fast. 9 characters, although if you ask me, there should be 2 more on here, but that's okay. They didn't ask me. It is my Lady and the Tramp character block from Disney Studios Store Hollywood, limited edition of 400. So there's a lot to love about this pin. All of the different animals, you Disney dog fans out there would be drooling over this one, I think. I do love that they made Tramp's background color the same color as Lady's color, and they made Lady's background color the same as Tramp's fur, so it really goes nicely together. It's my first character block pin, hopefully not my last, and I do think that they should have included Cy and Am on here, like I probably could have done with all animals and not included the humans, but whatever, they didn't ask me. A little salty about it, but maybe next time. Okay, pin number 6 was your pin with the most obscure Disney character on it, and I had to pick this one because I gotta be honest, until this pin showed up in my life, no clue this was even a Disney movie. So I have one of the Zodiac pins, mystery set pins, Chicken Little. Please be honest. Anybody else out there can raise their hand and be like, I didn't know Chicken Little was a Disney movie, because I didn't. It looked so bad to me that I just assumed it had to be a different animation company. I do think this is a cute pin, and I work with little kids, and at the end of the day, like when we're waiting for their after school programs to pick them up, we put on a movie for them to watch. Like it's at the end after like officially dismissal, before they get picked up. So we just put a little movie on, and one day we did put on Chicken Little, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it was very confusing. Like I'm fairly certain there were aliens in it and stuff. I didn't pay too much attention. I do think he's very cute, but I had to pick this as most obscure because I honestly did not know this was Disney. So 7, this question was supposed to be share a pin that you hope will represent your Valentine, but it's past Valentine's Day for me, so I'm just going to share one that represents, or represented maybe, my Valentine. And I had 2 options to pick. I could pick for a more obvious connection, which I did, or I thought about my husband John. A lot of you know him, and I thought about picking like a fairy godmother pin, because I always tell him he's like my fairy godmother, because I always say I'm not even allowed to have dreams, because the second I have a dream, he's just like making it come true, which sounds sappy, but is absolutely 100% the case. But I decided to go with the more obvious look version of my husband, and I picked myself a Beast pin. I really like this pin of Beast. I think you can see, like, I know Beast is a kind of a combination of a lot of different animals, like they were inspired for his design, and I feel like you can really tell like the animalistic nature of him in this pin, even though it's a Tsum Tsum, which usually does not have a lot of detail on them. Do not have a lot of detail on them, but I really like this one. And John's been beasting it in the gym lately too, so there's another little shout out for him. Okay, question 8 is very relevant for me because I'm actually filming this on St. Patrick's Day. So this next pin asks you to share a green pin. It says, it's not easy being green. I guess it's not. I don't know. I've never been green. But I hear it's not. So I actually went like a very different route. I decided not to show something that was specifically even for kind of a holiday at all. I decided to go with this Tinkerbell latte pin. So this latte pin is limited edition of 3000. It's one of the major series that were released last year in the parks, and I loved this series. This might have been the first one I bought. I think it is. And I really like the Peter Pan hat cookie as an icon. I love how perfect Tink's face looks. The idea that the handle is her wing is gorgeous. The different colors of green on here I thought was perfect for this category. And look, even the bottom of her cup is flared out, which is probably an impractical design, but who cares? But it's flared out like her dress. Oh my goodness gracious, love this pin. Now, question 9 was not easy at all. It asked you to share your #1 favorite pin, and I just don't have one. Like, I don't have a favorite pin because I have too many, but I think I've come close to identifying it. It is Beauty and the Beast, and it's one of my favorite series. It is from the Love Letter series, which if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you've seen before. You've seen this specific pin before. It's a limited edition, again, of 3000, and it's from 2016. I just think this pin is so, so beautiful. I think the details in Beast's outfit, Belle's dress are just stunning. I love that they picked the pink for it. I think even the hinges are pretty. And you can flip this up and it says, "Our love is as old as time," and that beautiful rose detail in there. I mean, it's just so lovely. And so for all intents and purposes, for now, we'll call this my favorite pin. Okay, 10 says, "April showers bring May flowers." So I'm finally like caught up to where I'm not quite there yet in the year scheme of things. Share a pin that shows off nature. I don't have a lot of these. This was a hard one, but luckily I did have a pin that I love that has some nature elements to it. And this is from a cameo set from Disneyland, like an annual pass holder cameo set that came with 2 characters from a movie. And this is Alice from Alice in Wonderland. There's a lot of beautiful floral elements that I'm saying is my nature component, and she also came with the Mad Hatter. Isn't this just lovely? The colors, her profile, the details, even just the daisies, such a simple flower, so pretty. There's even some little floral detailing in the back of the blue. I mean, oh, you have the painting the roses red idea right here. And then here you have the, what I call toast butterflies. And again, just kind of like the whole Beast thing, people were nice enough to tell me that it's not mentioned in the movie, but if you read the book, they're called bread and butterflies. What? That made my whole day when a few people reached out to me about that. It really, like, I don't know if you can hear the smile in my voice right now, but my grin is so big because the idea of bread and butterflies totally cracks me up. 11 says, "Pick a pin that represents summertime for you." And I'm not going to give a huge story about this one, but I picked this really fun whoosh pin that shows Mickey and Minnie on the teacups because to me that carefree attitude that they have in this pin is really how I feel in the summertime, especially because I don't have a job in the summertime. I just take a couple of months off and I feel very carefree. So don't they just look like they're having so much fun? Mickey is missing some paint right here, so I probably will need to replace this pin with a different version eventually. But if you can ignore the fact that Mickey's balding, they really are just having such a fun time, and that looks like what my ideal summertime would look like. Whoosh! 12 is to share your favorite patriotic pin, and I could not wait to share this with you guys. In fact, it's probably the reason I was most excited to do this tag. I bought this 2018 Independence Day themed pin last year, and it is Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. Probably my husband and I's like combined favorite Muppet. I do have a thing for Gonzo, but like, he just looks so amazing, and I think it's like my only patriotic pin, so I can't do like a whole 4th of July themed pin board for you or anything this year, but when I do one eventually, he's gonna be the star. This pin is a tribute to all nations, but mostly to America. Okay, question 13. Unlucky 13, right? It says, "The spooks come out at night. What is your favorite Halloween pin?" I loved the Halloween pin board I put together this year. But the hallmark pin for it was this 2016 Tokyo Disneyland pin that was actually sent to me in a pin swap by my friend Taryn over at the channel Twinkle Bell Taryn, because honestly, it's just beautiful. It's just lovely. And I really appreciate this pin tag because it's so fun to be able to share off, like share these pins that are like not seasonally relevant anymore. But you can see that the overall shape of the pin is a pumpkin, And it has like really pretty stained glass right here, like, hey, can you see my finger? There we go. And Mickey and Minnie in front of the castle, and you have Minnie with her spiderweb hair bow, and like Mickey has a little spider web there, and they just look like they're having so much fun. Plus there are these really cute pumpkin faces all around the pin. There's so much to look at on this pin, and that's why I love it. I feel like I see something different every time I look at it. 14, share your favorite attraction pin. Now the other reason why I had more pins than was required by this tag, because I think I say 22 and you were only supposed to have 17, because 2 of the questions didn't require a pin. I threw one in there, but I have this Twilight Zone Tower of Terror 3-pin pack, and this represents my favorite attraction, which is Tower of Terror. My favorite attraction with John, like our favorite combined attraction, is Haunted Mansion, but all by myself, it's gotta be Tower of Terror. I cannot get enough of this ride. I resisted buying this for a very long time, but finally I decided, you know what, I need it in my life. I love the backer card. I usually don't keep pins on their backer card, but to me, I don't think that these pins would have as much like oomph without it. Look over here. All of our character friends are bellhops. This is like the best part of the pin because I feel like you could easily miss it. These eyes coming out of the hat box. You have Grumpy Donald, my favorite Donald. And you have Pluto, who's really doing his best. And that's, all we can ask, right? Alright guys, this next pin is, it's very unique to me. To me as a human person, not that it's a very unique pin. But it says 15, time to give thanks. Share a Thanksgiving pin or a pin that represents it to you. And at first I was just going to share like a food-based pin that I really liked, but I couldn't get this pin out of my head. And I'm going to share it to you and then tell you why. It is a hidden Mickey pin, and honestly, it might even be a scrapper. It looks like pretty good quality to me. It's a little scratched, but I mean, I didn't necessarily even take the best care of it because I just traded for it in the parks. So it's like likely a scrapper, but I think it looks pretty good, so I don't really care. But it is one of the cast member uniform Mickey head series, and this is Soarin'. So I'll show it to you and then I'll explain it. Alright, this is as close as we're gonna get. I've been trying to focus this pin for like a good minute. So it's the Soarin' cast member uniform. If you've done the ride, you know what their uniforms look like, because they're kind of like flight attendants, And I really think this is adorable. I think the colors are cool. But what on earth does this have to do with Thanksgiving, friends? So my favorite Thanksgiving ever was a couple of years ago. John and I actually went just ourselves Wednesday through Sunday, I think, maybe Wednesday through Saturday, I can't even remember, to Universal Studios for Thanksgiving. And I expected it was going to be crazy packed, and it really wasn't. Thanksgiving Day was so dead that we did every single thing we wanted to do in both parks. Every single thing. We were done both parks. No problem. We were ready to be like, cool, that was a great vacation. But then we still had Friday, Saturday, maybe a little bit of Sunday, I can't remember. And it was so much fun. We even got to see they had like a Thanksgiving Day Macy's parade. It was so much fun. So from that experience, we decided that we want to try to travel and go away every single Thanksgiving. I'm not that into Thanksgiving. I'm not that into Thanksgiving food whatsoever. So, I don't feel like I'm missing anything, but I think it's a cool time to travel, and you have time off work, and so you don't have to take extra days, and like it's not that hard for me because I have the whole summer off we can go exploring, but John doesn't, so we have to find times during the year where we can be off at the same time. So Thanksgiving is a great time for us to go, and we've talked about maybe doing Disney at some point, but I've heard Thanksgiving at Disney is just so crazy, and I think I would definitely be up for either Las Vegas, which we talked about, or Universal Studios again. Okay, so 16 was tough for me, and it said, share a pin with your favorite princess on it, or a pin with just your favorite character on it. And then I can't do either or scenarios like this. I wanted to show you guys both. So for my favorite princess, can you guess who I'm going to show you? I'm going to show you a Belle pin. And for my favorite character overall, can you guess who I'm going to show you? The green alien from Toy Story. This is one of my favorite Belle pins, even though it's one of my cheapest Belle pins. It is from like that Princess Shield mystery box set, and I don't love that she has a rose here and there's a rose here. It's like I mean, you could have done something different, pick one. Like she could have had a book here or put a book there, I don't know. But I do think it's so, so lovely. And I haven't shown this one off a lot on the channel, so I did want to make sure I got this one there. And that is the final Beauty and the Beast pin you have to see in this video. Now I do have a bunch of alien pins, but I rather like this one because of their expressions. First of all, I love Space Mountain, and I love the idea of To Infinity and Beyond. And they're in the car, so it's also my characters at the Disney park, so it really satisfies a bunch of my loves. But look, especially at this guy, this is totally how I feel at Disney. So it's just perfect to me. I'm not even gonna say anything else, it's just perfect. Okay, only 3 left. We have 17. Share your favorite Christmas pin. And y'all, I do have a lot of awesome Christmas pins. 2 of the ones I wanted to show you, John bought for me, so I'm going to show you one that he got for me. One was a WDI with Belle and the Christmas tree, and that's like neck and neck with this pin, honestly, that I'm going to show you, but I decided not to show that one because I did show it in my pin tag that I did, and I didn't want to repeat any pins from that pin tag. So this would be like my neck and neck favorite Christmas pin, and it is actually from Disneyland Paris, and it features Mickey and Minnie with a Christmas tree. John was so excited to give this pin to me this year, and I can totally tell why. Mickey and Minnie are just in pastel gorgeousness. You have the pretty Joy Noel banner. It says 2009. I'm so used to saying 2019 or whatever. I love the present pile. I think the Christmas tree is beautiful. It's actually this like dual layer pin, so there's some real like depth to it as well. 2 pins left to go. 18 says share a pin that represents a favorite memory from a past Disney trip. I feel like I could probably connect any pin I have to that, honestly, but I decided to go with a pin that I bought this past summer in July. We went to Disneyland for the first time for John's 30th birthday, and I totally, 100% fell in love with the Indiana Jones ride. You have Mickey dressed up as Indiana Jones. And I'm trying to like swing him around, but every time I move my hand, the camera goes blurry, so I'm not going to be able to just like swing him for you, but you get the idea, right? And he's swinging away from the boulder, which is such a fun part of the ride. I love this ride. I absolutely adore it. I used to be like, because it's the same track essentially as Dinosaur in Walt Disney World and Animal Kingdom, and I used to be like, well, nothing can be better than Dinosaur. This like blows Dinosaur out of the water. It's not even funny. It's like not even close. And we rode this ride every single chance we could. Even the queue is really spooky and cool and mysterious, and let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. Yes, it's not blurring up. Good, good, good. Swing, Mickey. Oh, it really was not that dramatic moment I was hoping for. Oh, well. You guys ready to see the final pin in this pin tag? It says 19, share a pin you feel most represents you. Okay guys, well I did it. I found a pin that represents me, and it's weird because I think that deep down in my heart I am a very strange individual. So this pin is like this really strange open edition Star Wars Fantasyland mashup pin. Everything about that was 1000% me. So this says, "This will be a day long remembered, Darth Vader." And it's even set up like I guess it's like a postcard with a Star Wars logo here, and you could see all the other people having such fun in the carousel, but you know what? Darth, he's having fun too with his little stormtrooper friend. I mean, I could stare at this pin all day long and still it would make me smile. Like even the carousel horse is cracking me up here. I love everything about this. So here you go, my 19 or 22 for 2019 pin tag pin collection. It really is a great representation of my overall pin collection. I'll get closer, but I do want you guys to let me know what your favorite pins here are, if we're pin twins on any, or if any of these just made you laugh or really spoke to you as a person. I hope that your 2019 has been off to an amazing start. Thank you so much for being with me with this pin tag. Don't forget to go check out other people's tags that I've put in the description box down below. Thank you to Nina and Alicia for creating this pin tag and for sharing it with me. And again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon.